What's going on, guys? Michael here with the dog Newt. Hey Newt, say hi. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that was a good one. How are you guys doing? Hopefully well, my brothers and sisters. It's a beautiful day, guys. Wherever you are, it might not be as beautiful as right here where I'm at, because it's really beautiful. But there's always beauty if you look for it. Anywhere you go, there's always beauty, even if you have to look within yourself. There's always something beautiful about this life and this world and yourself that you can admire. And it's it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm excited because we're about to go for a little hike. And if you were worrying about Newt from the last video when he ran after the deer, I got him back. I always get him back. He always comes back. However, this time I'm keeping him on a leash. Someone, like, I forgot your name, AKA something. It had an AKA in it. You did tell me. You just like straight up said, dude, you gotta keep him on a leash, homie. And I'm like, you're right. He said that, yeah, it's scary, because he had 2 dogs. And it's really scary when another dog just suddenly shows up and the 2 dogs go crazy, right? And all the dogs start barking, and it's like really sudden and unexpected. And so that makes sense. And I'll take him off the leash when we get down to the big creek part where it's like more wilderness and like barely anyone ever is there. But for now, until we get over there, I got to keep him on a leash. So kudos to you. That was a great comment you made, AKA something. I forgot your name, but thanks. And yeah, makes sense. So anyways, how am I doing? I'm doing good. Just got some clarity. About something I was uncertain about for the last week or two, and it helps a lot. So I know exactly what I need to do and how I'm gonna do it, pretty much. And yeah, so yeah, I've been working a lot, been driving, doing deliveries, and I don't know, kind of getting back on my feet a little. The last few years have been a little rough, mentally and spiritually. I think I let the whole coronavirus thing affect me too much. And it wasn't the virus that I was like worried about, it was humanity. I was worried about humanity, and so many people freaked out. Like, so many people were just freaking out, and you saw a side of people that you've never seen before. We all did. And we all kind of saw a side of ourselves that we've never seen before. All of us. Because we went through this big thing, this big shift. And not in the sense that we just had a shift like a week ago. So not that kind of sense. It was a shift that was man-made and created, and they were just creating like just an environment of fear. I mean, whatever the situation was, they were taking advantage of it. And I'm talking about politicians and corporations, with the whole woke movement, which is kind of starting to fade because people are waking up to like, they're seeing how manipulated humanity is right now, and how we've been cast like under a spell, and it's just so like, I hope more and more people wake up faster and faster. And it's gonna happen, and it is. That's what's happening, guys, and I love it. It makes me happy because people need to wake up. People need to like look within themselves and find love, for themselves. People do. They need to forgive themselves and love themselves and stop living in a fear state, That's what we're in. Like, that's what people are in, a fear state. So, anyways, that's what's happening. People are waking up, man. There's no stopping it. Okay, like nothing humans can do can stop it. The whole world's going through a huge shift. We're raising our vibrations. We're raising our good ass energy, the good stuff. And we're not even doing it on purpose. Like, it's happening to everyone. A lot of people don't understand the sensations and the feelings and just all this weird stuff that's coming up. So it is like really disturbing people, a lot of them. The people who don't know what's going on. And it's a lot. That's definitely a majority of the people. Because people don't really, they have their structure, they have their lives they're living, and a lot of people are distracted, and a lot of people are really busy, and they're working, and they're taking care of their families, and they're having fun, and especially the youth, the youth are resilient and having a lot of fun, and especially now that at least the US is like the country opened up, and for the most part the coronavirus seems to is back behind us, and we're kind of able to move forward from now on, and hopefully we don't have any big disasters or anything for at least a few years, because people need to recover. People need to recover. Anyways, let's go. Let's take a walk, guys. Let's take a walk. Let's find the path. How does that sound? How does that sound? Let's take a look. Let's find a path that we can go down that will lead us to our next destination. Could you even, I can't believe I live here. It's so beautiful. I can't believe it. I'm so lucky. Come on, bud. Let's go. Let's go, Newt. The dog, Newt. Let's go, buddy. Wow. Just wow. It's 8 in the morning. It's still cool. There's still a little breeze that feels really good. I can tell it's going to be a warm day today. I'm over in California, by the way, in case any of you don't know. Hopefully I do start to attract new subscribers that will receive the energy I'm throwing out there. And that's all I can do, That's what I'm doing. I'm not afraid of what people care, I've gone through enough. It doesn't matter what people care about you. Look at that hummingbird. Hold on, let's see that thing. See it? Where is it? Oh, he's gone. I couldn't find him. Anyways, when you go through enough life, you don't care. Like, who cares, man? You really scared about your peers? You really care about, I get it. I get peer pressure, but sometimes you just gotta trust yourself. You gotta be a real human. Or unless any of you are aliens, then just be a real alien. Whatever. Or if there's any dogs watching this, or just be a dog, just be yourself. That's all that you can do. Literally. That's like finding a flashlight in the dark and turning it on. Leading the way. Just at least lead yourself. And then once you do that, you can lead other people with the wisdom, you know, that you gain just by living life. We all have different stages. We go through different stages in life. The way I see it, there's probably like 4 seasons, you know? There's 4 seasons to life. There's like 4 stages. The first one is you're just discovering this world and yourself and others, and you're just figuring out how to live, like how to stand up and walk and talk, and how to grow teeth and start eating food, you know? I say that's the first, you know, 15 years, you're still, when you're 15 years, you're still discovering life and just kind of trying to understand it and get around, and it's exciting. I mean, for the most part, you know, it's pretty damn exciting. Life, it's always exciting, unless you don't make it, you know, unless you listen to your government who wants totalitarian control, and they want to lock you down, get you trapped in a house, depressed. They want to keep you away from humanity. They want to keep you away from other people and isolate you. And it works for them. It works for them. Doesn't work for the people. But the people don't matter. There's too many people, right? There's just too many people. So if some of them get depressed and isolate themselves and start drinking, if some of them even end up committing suicide, okay, sure. I mean, you know, we don't want those kind of people around anyways, right? Well, some people are really in the dark, and they don't even know it, or they do and they just can't get out of it. They just don't know what to do. It's a double-edged sword, you know. Some people are depressed, and they're so depressed they don't even, like, they can't even fathom getting help from anyone because they feel so lonely and so disconnected and so misunderstood. Look at this. I don't like people doing that, you know. Whatever, though, you know. I'm not going to carry that around. Otherwise I would throw it away, but I'm not going to carry it. You know, I don't like when people litter, you know. Come on, respect nature, man. But some people aren't there yet. And you know what? Guess what? Every single person, they wind up respecting nature. Because guess what? Guess what happens? Guess what nature does? It gives us cycles. And then we turn into nature ourselves. We get buried in the ground or scattered at sea after being cremated. You know, that's life. Everyone, like, literally has to respect nature 100%. It's the law. It's God's law. You know what I mean? So Newt, we're gonna go this way. Come on. Look, he loves eating the grass. He loves it. I don't know why, but ever since we got him, he just loves chewing on grass. Yeah, I don't think his stomach is hurting or anything, because he does it every single time. It's like more of a, maybe he knows it's healthy. Maybe he's trying to show me. Maybe God's trying to show me through him that I need to eat more vegetables. That's probably what it is. I see that, you know? I can see that. Especially because someone dumped a whole bunch of oranges in the creek. And I just find them, like, randomly. It's kind of cool. So anyways. Hey, bud. Come on, this way. So I feel confident enough to put out videos again. I feel like it's necessary for me. And the reason is, ooh, a diaper. Why is a diaper there in the creek? Okay, buddy, he loves the water. I want to help people, you know. I feel like a chapter of my life has ended, and you know, it's a new chapter, you know, in this book called Life that I'm writing for myself. We're all writing books. Did you know that? Did you know you're writing a book? and people are reading it, you know, everything you do gives off a certain energy, and people take it. You know, it's a vibration. You put out a unique vibration, and you leave your footprint on the world, regardless of who you are. Every single human leaves a footprint. Every single human literally helps shape this world and change this world into a new world. Every single time a baby's born, that baby's gonna affect the world in some kind of way. Even if the baby dies right away, well, what happens? Well, that creates a family who respects nature. It creates, it wakes people up in a way that they don't know or didn't know possible. If that baby lives to be 90 years old, that baby's gonna affect the world in the same kind of way, but in a different way. You know what I mean? That baby's gonna grow up to be an old person who has wisdom, you know, in the last stage of life. Like, wisdom is what any respectable person wants to share with the world. And even if they're not, it doesn't mean, you know, and some people, like I said, some people are closed down, they're shut down to the world. Some people are very open and they love to share their light. And, you know, beautiful people, man. Everyone's beautiful, though. We all have light to share. We all have our own personal flashlight. And most of the time, people don't understand. You know, a lot of times people don't understand that it's right there ready to use, and they don't know they have it yet. You know, that's kind of me. I was sleeping for about like the first 30 years of my life. Well, no, 25 to about 25 years. I woke up when I was about 20, you know, about like 27 or something. That's when I really started my awakening process. Yeah, I would say it was somewhere around like 2012 or something. I guess that makes, yeah. It was around 2012. So, you know, when I went, this is funny, like, we go through so much, and like, it's just, and I don't know, you know, I feel like this is the second half of my life. When I was, well, my whole life, when I was young, I had this feeling that I was either gonna die when I was 27 or 72. So when I turned 28, I was so happy. You had no idea. I was waiting. My 27th year, I lived it as usual, but I wasn't worried or fearful. But I was like, well, it's either this year or I'm gonna live a lot longer, to 72. I'm 36 right now, so that's 72. That's 60. Yeah, so it's like I'm like halfway there. Yeah, so yeah, I'm halfway there. 36 times 2 is 72. So I'm literally halfway there. And if I live longer than 72, wonderful, wonderful. But I have a whole 36 years left. I get a whole new life. Like, I have a life of 36 years right now. I get a whole nother one. And from everything I've learned, that the happiest I ever am is when I connect to people and we smile and laugh together. That's the happiest. Man, if I can help people, that makes me happy. If I can help people, and you don't have to believe everything I say. You shouldn't. You should discern. You should make sure, of course, and you know, everyone can take something from what I'm saying. That's my point. People can take things from what I'm saying, So the second stage of life is where you start to mature more, and that's like the prime. That's pretty much the prime of your life, you know. Probably about between the ages of 20 and 40, I guess. Yeah. So I'm still in my prime, you know. And it's good. It feels good to say, because, you know, for a few years there, I was worried. You know, I was kind of worried. You know, I guess the fear vibrations of the world were like kind of rubbing off on me, and I wasn't fearful of the coronavirus. I was just fearful. Well, yeah, you know, I'm sure some of you guys know that I started drinking again during coronavirus, and yeah, you know, it's pretty tough, man. And I really thought I was gonna die. You know, I really thought I was gonna leave this world prematurely. You know, but things change subtly, and then sometimes they change suddenly. Situations do change unexpectedly. That's kind of a curveball that God's been perfecting for people. Like he knows exactly when to shake your world up. You know, no one expects an earthquake. Well, we expect it here in California, but no one knows when it's going to happen. So you don't really think about it, you know, unless that's like your field of work or something. But you don't really think about earthquakes, you know. Well, I'm sure over in Kansas, you know, like people do think about tornadoes, because that would be, I don't even know how someone could live there. I mean, that would worry the heck out of me. But anyways, you know, you just don't know what God's going to do. You don't know what kind of curveball he's going to throw you. And sometimes he does something that really hurts. It makes feelings come up that are negative. You don't want to have these feelings, you know? You just don't want to have these feelings. You're comfortable, and then all of a sudden you're not. Because something weird happens, or something life-changing happens, you know? Sometimes people win the lottery. That's life-changing. Sometimes whole families at a time die in a car crash, you know, the whole family, like the 4 people in the family, mother, the father, and the 2 kids, or whatever. And this is just figuratively, like, this is an example. And then what happens? Well, that really shakes up a lot of people's lives, you know, and it doesn't happen often, just like people winning the lottery. It doesn't happen often. You don't think it's going to happen. No one thinks they're going to get in a car crash and die. You know, come on. I mean, if you're living in that kind of fear, well, then you're not even living. If you're living in a fear state, that's not life. You're not living as intended, you know. So sometimes you get thrown curveballs, and it's really you know they're going to happen. Some curveballs happen more often. Sometimes they don't. It's unexpected. That's the point of a curveball. Like, it's a surprise. It's always a surprise. And it's exactly what God wants for you. And he knows, regardless, if something wonderful happened to you or for you, he knows it's going to affect you. It's going to... Hey there. Come on, bud. This way. It's going to affect you regardless of whether it's a negative event or a positive event in your life. You know, I never thought I would get into crypto. You know, I never thought I would get excited like I felt. I didn't think I would have this fire inside for crypto, you know, in the whole community. But I did, and it was so fun, and I miss you guys. So I think we're coming back. Hey there, how's it going? Thank you. Come on, buddy, let's go. Come on. Nope. Yeah, he loves interacting with other dogs, that's for sure. He loves it. So taking care of him the last few months I've been taking care of him a lot more, especially the last week or so. I mean, he's basically under my supervision like all the time now, except for when I'm at work. So taking care of him though, I don't have kids, but it just kind of makes me feel different about my parents, you know. It's just kind of funny how God shows us things we didn't see before, but they were right there all the time, the whole time. You know, that flashlight is there, you know, and then you're like lost in the dark. Like, what do I do? I mean, how do I navigate through life when I'm in the dark? I can't see anything, you know. And then the funny thing is, you've had this flashlight on your hip the whole time and you didn't even know it, and then suddenly, for some reason, you find it and you're like, what's this? Oh wait, then you turn that flashlight on, you know, and then you see. And darkness turns into light. Life is funny. Life's funny. All you can do is laugh. Laugh at the good times. Learn from the bad times. Share everything you learn. Because you are light. There's nothing more than that God wants, but to see you use your gifts. And we all have gifts, you know. He gave us all gifts, and most people don't know to the extent, you know, of how appreciative of that gift that they should be. Or a lot of people don't understand how much of a unique gift they have. Everyone's got gifts. Everyone has a special gift that they were born with. Especially, well, even if they haven't activated it or don't even know about it, sooner or later, you know, that light's gonna go on and you're gonna see. And you're gonna wanna share. You're gonna wanna love. You're gonna want to go into a place where you're in love with life. You're in love with yourself. And I'm not talking about being egotistical or, you know, being vain, you know. I'm saying you love yourself enough that you're so confident in yourself that you change the world more than others, because you found yourself and you found your mission. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people don't know how to react to the fear that's being peddled out to us. You know, fear is an illusion. It's a liar. Fear is a liar. The only thing that's real is love. Like, people who are very angry all the time, people who are depressed, people who have hate in their heart, it all stems from a fear state that they're in, and they don't want to be in it. You think a gangster in LA wanted to be born into like that kind of lifestyle? You think that really is something that people want to do? No, they have to. Like, that's all they know. Ooh, I'm not gonna touch that. That's gonna give me a rash or something. Ooh, I don't like this brush, man. This is too high. Well, it's all gonna die pretty soon, and it's gonna get too hot out here for anything to live. And we're gonna have a lot of fires, I bet. I'm just guessing. I mean, it's just logical, you know. But I'm not gonna dwell on it or anything. I'm just like I'm curious to see if I'm right. I really hope I'm wrong, but it just makes sense. We've had a record rainfall this year, and we haven't had this much rain in, jeez, I don't know, like 10 years. I don't know. I don't remember it being this rainy. Nope. No. Yeah, so I just don't remember it being, there's so much green, guys, over here in California. And wherever you're at, I hope you're doing well. Blessings, you know. I'll send you some good energy right now. So make sure you receive it. Make sure you start to learn how to receive good energy and turn it into an even better energy by sharing it with people. You know, raise your vibrations. And that's something too. I'm gonna have to start eating healthier because it makes a huge difference. I'll tell you what, when I was a vegetarian, I felt so energetic. It was funny. And I don't know if it's because I cut out like hamburger buns and tortillas and stuff, because I didn't eat the meat. And so a lot of times meat comes with a bun or some kind of bread, you know, or flour, or like, you know, like pasta or pizza, you know, dough. So I don't know if it was the meat or the dough that I cut out that made me feel so good, but damn, man. And I was exercising all the time, and I felt so energetic, and it was cool, man. And I kind of want to like maybe try it again, or at least kind of go on like a, I don't know, the keto works pretty well, you know. But then like there are people who think that eating meat kind of lowers your vibration, you know. So and I believe it too. Like it makes sense, because you think about it, man, like that meat carries energy. Everything has energy. Like, everything is energy, you know. So when these, you know, I'm sure there's like a farmer watching who's like, shut up, boy, man, that's my lifestyle. Like, that's my whole life. That's how I make a living. No, well, the thing is, like, I think that if these animals are kept in cages their whole lives and basically like in a fearful state the whole time, we're eating like low energy food. Now, in contrast, if we're eating fruits and vegetables all the time, like that's raising our vibration, you know, because it's, you know, it's getting energy from the sun, and that's where life comes from, right? So like we wouldn't be able to live without the sun. That's the only way we're alive. And so it's getting live enzymes. These fruits and vegetables, they have really good energy, you know, and you eat enough of them and you eat less processed junk. You cut out the bad stuff little by little. That's what you do, right? That's what you do when you wake up and you start loving yourself again, you know, or you start loving yourself for the first time ever. You start to care about yourself. You care about your future, you know, and you care about what you can do for the world, you know. And that's, you know, those are the successful people in life. The ones who, they're not looking for money. You know, of course, everyone needs money in this like 3D structure that we're living in this like down here in this little world that we've been living in. This infrastructure, people need currency, you know, to get around and to live, to go to buy their food. But you know, in a way, they don't really need it, you know. If people can just be self-sustainable, learn how to do that, then you don't need money. But that's very difficult to do for most people. Like go off the grid. I mean, I can't even imagine it. I mean, I can, but Newt. See, he just wants to run. Yeah, he just, whoa. He just wants to run. And I do too. Feels good, man. Feels good. Oh, okay. Now that that's over, thank God it's not hot out. I sweat a lot. I sweat profusely. I don't know why. Well, especially since I gained weight over the last few years, you know, from like my whole lifestyle changed. And I just started not taking care of myself anymore, you know. And now I think the next chapter is finally here. Because the last one was kind of, I don't know, dreadful. Yeah, it was a rough chapter to go through. And singularly, but also collectively, us humans, you know, and their pets, you know, all the animals too. We've all gone through this weird energy shift. See, I'm gonna go down there, and then I can let them off the leash, because there's no one ever goes down there. Come on, bud, this way. Look at, he just loves just looking at things. Come on, bud. Newt, look at him. I just love him. I don't like bulldogs much. I never liked them. I don't like bulldogs, but he just showed up in my life one day out of nowhere. And I love him. He's such a cool dog. And he's a good companion. And it's, honestly, I don't even know if I'd be going on hikes if he wasn't here in my life. Because it's just so fun, like having a little companion who just kind of goes wherever you go. And is fascinated with nature like I am, you know, and excited by getting out of, you know, the everyday life, like the stress of work and having to make money for rent, the stress of taking care of someone who's sick or dying. It's just nice to get out in nature. It's extremely healthy. You get those sun vibes, you know? Get those sun vibes, man. Let them hit your dome, man. Just activate that third eye, man. You know, so just wake up, man. Get out there and wake up. You got a lot of life. You got a life to live, man. You know, or a woman, or he or she or they, whatever you want. Go do something, man. Be proactive. Treat yourself good so you can treat others good, and so they can treat others good, and so we can all finally unite, you know, come back together like we were meant to. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna let him off the leash. Okay, he's gonna be a good boy and not run away, but he's gonna explore a little within the boundaries, you know. I mean, life is like we're all swimming in the same ocean, man. People don't really get it. Dude, who cares what race you are? Who cares what sex you are? That's exactly what life was meant to be. Like, it's about energy. It's about what kind of energy do you carry? Are you negative? Do you hate people? Like, do you really have hate in your heart? Or are you just following the trend? You're just listening to the mainstream media a little too much. Maybe that's what. Maybe you're not walking around in nature as much, you know? Maybe you're hanging out with the wrong people. People who haven't woken up yet, and they're just dragging you down. I guarantee it. Someone out there who's listening, you're hanging out with the wrong people. I promise. And you know it. You know it. And you know you need to make a choice. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be discovering, like finding, you're going to be in uncharted territory. So it's going to be scary. But you need to do it for yourself and for the rest of the world, and for those people. Like, they need to lose you, because they're on their journey too, you know. And we all wake up at different times, but it happens to every single one of us. We're forced to. The ultimate wake-up call is when we finally go to sleep at the end of our life. Our final resting place is where we truly wake up. This is an illusion, guys. I mean, we're like, imagine being in a VR headset for a long time, and then, like, you've been in the VR headset for so long that it becomes your reality and you don't take it off. You know, imagine that. And that's kind of what's going on. Like, we are just souls in these meat suits that these bodies of ours. That's all we are. We're energy. Like, we are so much more than we see. You know, we're just made of something different that we don't really understand it down here in this 3D world of ours. We just don't understand it. But sooner or later, we all understand, and then we go back to a place of collectiveness and understanding. We are able to comprehend. We're able to actually be the energy we know we are. The innate energy that we have. We're able to, like, dive into that energy field and swim around in it, or float around in it. Raising our vibrations is crucial to being happy. You want to be happy? I'm sure you want to be happy. I'm almost 100% certain that you want to be happy. Okay, if you want to be angry, I get that too. But you really don't want to be. You're just more comfortable in that state, that anger state, that fear state. You're comfortable in it because it's recognizable. And it's not scary because you already know. You're used to it already. And being in a love state is scary for a lot of people. It's scary because that means they have to change their whole life. And that's, it makes people nervous. Like, what's going to happen? Like, everything I know is going to change. And change is very scary for us little humans down here. It's scary. I mean, but look, you think Christopher Columbus, wasn't nervous or scared a little when he was out there in the ocean just randomly discovering, continents and I mean, yeah, dude, you think George Washington was scared? Of course he was. He probably didn't show it. I'm sure he was scared though. I mean, you gotta be. That's your survival instinct. And so we're all like, most of us are like locked into this survival instinct place, like using our brain stem, to react to everything because we're just trying to stay alive, right? People don't understand using your prefrontal cortex is creating, you are creating regardless. If you're in a fear state or a love state, you're creating everything as you go, second by second. Look at that little lizard. Where is it? What kind of lizard is that? That's cool. Almost looks like a nematode or something. Anyways. Yeah. So, it's like I don't have a lot longer. Maybe I'll make this like 50 minutes or something. I think people need to hear this. This is not an egotistical place I'm coming from whatsoever. I need to hear these things I'm saying, and I think everyone else needs to hear them too. And you can take them however you want, you know. I'm not trying to force any belief system onto you, you know. But we do have belief systems that are BS, belief systems that are BS, that we need to get rid of. We do need to change, you know. Change is kind of scary, but it's crucial to being happy and finding your flashlight so you can guide yourself and others through the darkness. Okay, because where there is light, darkness cannot be. Doesn't matter how bright your light is. And you can recharge, you can change those batteries, you can upgrade over the years. And you can get better batteries for that flashlight and make it brighter. So you can see further, and more people can be guided by your light. And that's what we do. We grow up, we go through life, we gain wisdom along the way, and we share it. We share it with others. We share it with the youth, the important youth. They're so important. And a lot of them are being misguided by the government and by the mainstream media. Okay, now I lost Newt. Hey, Newt! Newt! Ah, shit. Where is he? I'll find him. Oh, I hear him. There he is. Newt, over here. There he is. What were you looking? Your tongue's all dirty. Anyways, I think this is a good point where I can leave you guys. Hopefully you receive my message graciously. Hopefully just one of the sentences I just spoke hits you hard, you know, right in the heart. Hopefully I get through to you. Hopefully you're open enough to receive this good energy. Hopefully you're optimistic about the future. Hopefully you love yourself because you deserve it. God wants it for you. That's all He wants. He wants you to be happy, healthy, and full of love with a big heart. That's what He wants. So do it. Be happy. Be healthy. Grow your heart. Grow your heart up. All right? Namaste, my friends. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.